Namaste, hello, and welcome to Agile Exploration Hub. I am your host Nagesh Deshpande, and today is our 39th episode. We have another guest, new guest today, talking about product management in scaled agile, and specifically when you have to coordinate amongst the team. So we have special guest today, Vikas Awasthi. So let's welcome Vikas.
Thanks, Nagesh. Thanks for inviting me in this forum, and I'm sure it will be a wonderful discussion with you.
How was your day, sir?
It's a wonderful day. So it's a Sunday, but it's a jam-packed day because morning I was in a webinar, and after that I was preparing to have a discussion with you as well. So it's a good day overall.
Great, great. And so, Vikas, to our audience, just give you a small introduction so we can start this discussion, kick off this discussion further.
Yeah, sure, definitely. So, myself, Vikas Awasthi, and I'm having almost 21 years of industry experience, and that experience is in a different dimensions. So, I started as an entrepreneur when I was in Bangalore, and after that, I jumped into this project management, program management, and agile coaching. And now I'm prominently in the project to product transformation.
Awesome.
And during this experience, I have mostly dealt with the different kind of products, journey, peoples, and processes. So
Very
I'm
nice,
here to
very
share.
inspiring, very inspiring. Yeah. So, to my audience, keep watch this episode till the end. If you are want to make your career in product management, if you want to grow into your career as a product manager, watch till the end. There are very great things that we are going to discuss, and it will help you. And subscribe to my channel. Add a comment. You can add the comments and follow us for the more details. So let's start our discussion, Vikas. So I actually want to understand your journey. How did it started and what inspired you? So by the way, sorry, I cut short my question, but I will give another information about Vikas is an author also, and his book is already published into the market. The book name is Pivot with Purpose. So you can see in the background, the book is there. uh, I will add all the details about the book in the description box. You can buy it uh, from the websites. It's available on the shopping sites. So because going back to my question, what inspired you to write this book, and what are the gaps that you saw in the industry or product management that you're trying to bridge here with the help of this book?
Right. So see, as I mentioned, I started my journey as an entrepreneur,
Mm,
right? And I figured out a lot of gap in the market. See, whenever people are talking about agile, they are
mm,
talking about the processes, they are talking about time to market, but somehow the value aspect is missing.
right.
So for that, I thought to write a particular scripted, particular book basically, where people can go and think about since the ideation phase till the maturity or the decline phase, are we delivering the right value to the customer? So it is about all about the value maximization through strategic lens, whatever tools and techniques are useful. So it's and it will be helpful for the startups, product managers, and product owners. It's not a typical agile book where you understand about the
Mhm,
ceremonies or that kind of thing. That's important, I understand, but this
mhm.
is more towards how to reach the strategic alignment.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice. So it will help mainly the product organization who's trying to build the product, the product owners or product managers, right?
Yeah, and startups especially because they
Startups
are always
specific.
working on
Okay.
the idea.
Okay. So it's a focused on startups. So you must read it. And where I can get this book, on which sites it's available?
Yeah, it is available on Amazon worldwide. It is available, so you can search with the title "Pivot with Purpose: Mastering the Art of Product Evolution," and you will find it available.
Fine. We'll add the link in the description box, because so now, to my audience, who wants to understand product management in scaled agile. see, safe is widely used now in many of the organization, not in startups. So it's not suitable for the startups, but the big organization, enterprise applications are being developed in using safe or scaled agile. So now, when you are dealing with single product but multiple teams, what type of challenges arises?
See, most of the time, if you will see, um, if we'll see in a lens of there is a single product, multiple teams are working.
Right.
And every team is having a different orientation, different, even work culture may be different from team to team, right?
Absolutely.
So in
Mm.
that case, challenge is, and in this rush, sometime the product is missed. Everyone is focusing upon delivering the story, delivering is the feature, but this product as a whole is missing.
Right.
There is a one product manager who has the vision, product owner. So once it is cascading to team, it brings, I have to work on these stories. So whenever we are working on scaling, we have to make sure that people are aware about the larger purpose of the product. Whatever I am doing doesn't matter in the hierarchy or in the label or in the development process where I am, doesn't matter that. But whatever I am doing, is it aligned with the strategic goal of the organization, of the product? So that understanding I'm feeling is a gap and a
Okay.
challenge to fill, which organizations are facing right now. I'm seeing I'm working with a couple of organizations and some large European bank as well. But what is happening? The productized thinking is missing. And even people are talking a lot about this nowadays. That's why project to product transformation is another revolution which is underway or coming after the agile transformation.
Right. Now, I understood what you're trying to say. So the thing is, teams or the development teams, they mainly focus on their work, what exactly they are trying to develop, test, and deliver. Many times, I can see, even as a Scrum Master, I can see the gap. They are not even interacting with other teams. Yeah, the fellow Scrum team. Forget about the larger product teams. So these are the gaps. They only looking at individual story rather than the entire picture. The story goes into the epic, and epic goes into a feature, the larger feature, or the the idea, the entire idea. So definitely, this is required. And let's go on to the further details. So how can we solve this problem? We'll discuss into coming questions. So now that we just discussed the teams are not aligned and all that, right? So can you share some moments or things when went wrong because these alignments are missing?
Yeah. So there are not some, there are many basically.
Right,
See,
actually, yes.
let me tell you one example. When I was working with a product-based organization, what we did, we created a very good product. The product was for the larger retail fleet, basically, who are working on the ground. What happened? We created a product, a good solution, and it was having a lot of features, leaderboard, a lot of things. And what happened at the end? The adoption was only 29 to 35%. The adoption was not to the
Mm,
mark. And every day, people were getting the Excel in the end to upload the data from the backend, whatever the fleet people have done on the ground. So then we realized that was a big problem. We created this to solve the purpose, but still there is a work is happening in the background. So what we did, we include those people and as well in the planning, and we figured out that these were the temporary people in the system. They do not want to see what other person is doing, what is their sales target, what they are doing, where I am the leaderboard. They are a very short term on the short term employment. They are just involved for 1 month, 2 month duration and the rotation process. Then we realize understanding of the customer is the
mm,
bigger aspect. So what we did
agree.
with the team, we brought some of these people as well, and we conducted a session like a sort of 5 day design sprint, but it was not a 5 day basically, to bring to get the outcome, what is their pain point, what are the things, rather than developing a product in a boardroom. It is good to include the customer. Also, team levels should also be having the visibility what the actual customer is facing the problem. See,
Right.
if I'm a developer, I'm working with a team, and if I know the what is the real pain point of the customer, I'll be able to share my insight, my valuable thing to the product owner, what is possible, what is not possible. For that, there are certain structured method also available. The one part, as you mentioned during the starting about the scale agency, right? If you'll see, PI is a really that opportunity. If we are working on a PI planning, everyone is there and you can ask, understand the why behind the product. Why are we going to develop this? It is not about this story is assigned to me, I need to develop. Why I am developing this story? So there should be an entire structure where the people are aware with the why are we doing this, then I'll be able to contribute more. So this is a journey, and in this journey, the every person should be involved based
Mm.
upon the need, but at least they should be having why we are developing. So that's why this part of the PI planning, which I mentioned initially, I like this very much, and it is really very useful tool. Either you will tell that PI planning, safe, OVIA, or term can be changed, but
Right.
things should be there.
Right. So I always say this: if something is working with you, for you, for your team, the value being delivered, don't name that process.
Yeah,
Don't name that process. Again, remember, the key here, what I'm trying to say to my audience is, if the value being delivered to the customer, don't name that process. It can be any. Okay, so going on to our misaligned, I want to share one interesting story. You will find the video on YouTube also, audience, that
mhm.
uh, there was some European country who they wanted to change their, or they started wanted to start a new railway into their country. Okay, and they have given contract to few organizations, company, and there was a total misalignment. The A organization who build the track and the B organization who deliver the coaches and engines and everything, the distance between the wheels and that bigger. The tracks are bigger and the train was smaller. So that's the biggest blunder in one of the, and financial loss to the that country. So you can Google about it. You will find YouTube videos also on that. So moving on, that's a very nice discussion. And now, uh, you already gave some little bit idea, one of the PI planning and all that. But how are you going to make sure that everyone is on the same line or same page, at least on product goals? So it can be one team, individual team, it can be multiple teams, or even the organization.
Yeah, definitely. Before coming to this question, the story which you tell, I just want
Mm,
to share some of the things, some real life things which I have just seen. The framework is one part. Framework is here to support you.
mm.
One of the organization, which is one of the large organization in the European country, and they started adopting Spotify model at this scale.
Okay.
But after the 5 6 years, they are not following the Spotify, which we know as a framework. It is totally changed. They have included the team topology, some concept from the accelerate, whatever is working for them. So it is not about framework, it is about what is working for me.
Right.
Yeah. So now, yeah, sorry, you were saying something.
No, that's a good story to share. That's what I wanted to share. Yeah.
Yeah. So what was your other question? I just missed that.
Yeah, so we'll repeat the question, because Vikas has shared one very interesting story about Spotify and the idea about not naming if something is working for you. So the question was, Vikas, for you was that, now how do you ensure that everyone was on the same page when it comes to product goal?
Yeah.
It can be a team, it can be a group of teams, or even organization.
Right. So first of all, we need to understand it is all about mindset.
Right.
So first of all, we need to groom the mindset of the people.
Mm.
Let me tell you some of the examples of the mindset. The If I'm just talking about the velocity, definitely I'll be focused on the velocity. If I'll relate my goal that whatever we are doing, then within this sprint, we want to the retention of the customer from this much percent from this much.
Mm.
As a developer, I'm aligned with that goal. I will think from that goal perspective. I will not be just a person, just a developer who has given us something task and I need to deliver it. That's it. My job is done. No, my job is not done. That message, that information, sometime as a leader, we miss to pass to our team.
Mm.
We think that we know the things. You do this. But so for that, that's why I discussed about this PA planning or the aware at the starting, basically. Whatever you name it, whatever framework you are having, make this kind of arrangement with the team so that a forum to the team where you are explaining the strategic aspects, where we want to be, what is our purpose, and based upon purpose, how are we going to deliver that? In that case, involve team as well. See, as per the one of the concept of agile, the team is for long lasting. It's not like a short term team, right? If we need to engage the team for long term, then we need to involve them in the strategic journey. If we
Right.
are not involving them in a journey, then we cannot expect. That's why, see, it's a very simple example, a human psychology. If I'll say, Nagesh, there is a flower pot behind you. Put it from the left or right. You'll say what that person is talking and
Right. Mm.
right. And even if I'll say, Nagesh, there is something problem and we need to readjust this, and I'm explaining the problem as well.
Right.
You will extend your support to me, okay, because what need to do, and let's collectively do whatever best can be done. Even in that case, in that scenario, you can come up with better solution, whatever I'm suggesting.
Absolutely.
So product are for the long term. Teams are big, I understand. It is not possible daily to communicate, daily to talk. What create some event, create some environment, create repositories as well, and create a culture of collaboration.
Right.
In the organization, we are not here to create the order follower. We are here to create troublemaker who can share their thought as well to thrive. Ultimately, the product, the solution should be a success. So that's why that environment need to be created.
Right.
And in one of the engagement, we have created a wall basically for the team, and where you will find all the things. What is the even the what are the cost stream and the revenue stream of the product? What is the team structure? What is the major challenges? What is the value stream from the value is flowing from which step to which step? Everything is there. Also, in this scenario, the value stream is also playing a big role. I'm a part of one segment of the value stream where I'm fitting what I'm contributing. So if people have visibility, so first thing, there is a forum. Second thing, visibility.
Right.
These two things, if we are having, the rest of things will fall in place itself.
Great. Very nicely said. So, to my audience, I'll only give two words here. How to to summarize what Vikas is trying to say. Building, is first thing first is openness. He said everything. Like he said to me, change the place of the flower pot, but he gave me the why. So that openness is there, right? And again, he mentioned about having everything on the on a board which is visible to the team. So transparency is there. So openness and transparency is there, which is helping teams to understand the product vision much better way. So this is one of the few things that you can do. If there are further tips or further ideas that you have, put it in the comment box. Now moving ahead, because as a product manager, and you if you are dealing with multiple teams, you know, what are the key things, key roles and responsibility, or what are the some of the best things that a product manager can do while dealing with multiple product teams?
Some of the aspects I have already
We
mentioned
already
basically.
discussed. Yeah.
Yeah. But if you'll see the specifically to the product manager, sometimes we missed the sharing the right things as
Right.
well.
Mm.
Let me tell you, let
Mm.
me describe it in a better way.
Sure.
Focus sometimes is more towards technology rather than product.
Mm.
We, most of the people in this industry brought up from the technology background, and now very few you'll see are from the functional background, pure
Right.
functional background. So most of the people. So we started thinking technically. So if we are creating in right feature description, story mapping, and with the story mapping, the right format of these stories so that the we understand the user persona as well.
Mm.
Let's take an example of one story here. As a developer, I need to develop something and there are n number of teams. Let's take an example, 10 teams are there just for a number basically. Create a user person, customer centricity will be there. People will understand who is my audience. Whatever actors are there, create persona. Once persona is created, create a journey map, customer journey map. What is the journey for this customer?
Mm.
If the journey map is there, the see, every time it is not possible. We are saying that communicate, communicate, communicate. You cannot bring all the people, right?
Mm.
Right. So these artifacts should be there. Customer journey. Once customer journey is there, there should be a storyboard. What is the overall story for this journey? I'm not saying to product manager that should be a fancy documentation. I'm
Mm.
I'm I'm, I'm not very much fond of that creating the fancy documentation. Simple creating sketching from the pen and taking the snapshot will also work. Yeah. So, but the storyboarding should be there. My touch points will be there. What is my understanding? What is my strategic theme? How my strategic theme is related to the story? If that mapping is there, the team thinking process will change. I have seen previously we were having the IT centric team, and right now we have product centric team. So we have done if there are a two team or three team working on a one product or one segment of product, or you can say this sub product basically, both three teams will have the common backlog and they will pick the stories from common backlog. So the understanding will be the common. So customer centricity and journey map and connecting the dots basically team should be able to take the decision. Like as I mentioned, the story map, as a team member, during the sprint, I can decide that what should pick first. What should I can negotiate, right? So that journey, that documentation should be there. And again, I'm saying documentation, I'm not meaning that a flashy documentation, the one person is spending a lot of time in the documentation. Documentation which is communicating the message to the team.
Right.
So some part, as I mentioned, PA planning, etc. And after that, this kind of is structured. If I understand the customer and the solution, and if I can take decision locally. So product management can empower the team to take the decision locally, to have the confidence within the team that I am doing or delivering the right solution. So by these tools, we can create that.
Nice. Very nice. Very good. Yeah. So I'll add one of the tools that also you can use is something called mind map. I'm a big fan of mind maps.
Yeah.
So go to internet, search about mind maps. There are videos, I made in past about mind mapping. So you can use it, mind maps. So whatever Vikas just mentioned, you can don't create fancy document. Your all like product ideas, user personas, put it in mind maps. You can. Yeah, go ahead, Vikas. You want to
Yeah,
add
one
something?
story about mind map. See,
Yeah.
since you started it, even my book, this was written in mind map first.
Oh, that's
See, yeah,
nice.
I created the structure, entire structure in mind map first, And after that, the text come later.
That's
Yeah,
a,
in your
a
book.
very interesting thing to know. Now I'm very curious to read your book now. So good, good that I came to know about this also now. So audience, learn about mind mapping. It's very good tool to learn. It will help you to visualize things much better. uh, because moving ahead now, we already largely discussed this point, but again want to understand, um, when was the first time you recognize the coordination between various product teams? Is there is a problem or it can be improved?
See, problem in the see if
Hmm.
we cannot run away from the problem. If a
Right.
person,
Hmm.
if any person is saying that there is no problem in my team, then team is not working on full potential.
Right.
So problem and problems do not take problem as a bad thing.
Hmm.
Problem is good. Like there can be a small kind of problem. People are not aligned on some of the
Hmm.
work. From the solution point of view, people may be having a different opinion. And sometimes those opinion may be so strong, then product is aside and ego is there.
Hmm.
So I'm working as a agile coach as well, so I have to work on these mindset aspect as well.
Right.
This may be the problem. Also, sometimes what happened, we are working hard. Everyone is thinking we are working hard for a product, and at the end, we figured out that this is not working. This product is not working. People are not liking, and we'll say we have done a lot of things to this. It should work. And sometimes we are very much attached to the solution that we are not ready to leave that.
Hmm.
We think that it should work because I'm thinking.
Right.
We have put a lot of effort. So, in some of the solutions, especially some of the whenever if we are working especially with the product, I have seen sometime team has spent a lot of work, a lot of good work team has done, but still that is not thriving. There may be certain reason behind that. So, one message I want to pass: love the customer, love the problem, do not love the solution.
Hmm. Right.
So, if one thing is not working, try another thing. It is not good to beating a dead horse. You will go nowhere.
Absolutely.
So, do the right feedback gathering. There should be a create some mechanism to get the early feedback to reduce these kind of things. Because I have seen, based upon my as an entrepreneur experience, let me tell you, I worked on a product and almost 20 years back, and we worked very hard. And even we work in a startup model, and you understand that was not funded by someone. We were spending our own money, so it's again a emotional touch to that product. Okay, we have spent that much of money in this product and a time basically. But one fine day we realized that product is not working. But
Hmm.
even after realizing, we continue to work on that product for next 1 year. 1 year is a huge
Yeah,
time,
it's a big time. Yeah, it's a big duration.
big
Hmm.
time, and it lead to a big loss to us.
Oh.
The product demand was not there, but we were thinking that this product is working. Although after a couple of years or almost a decade, that product thrive in the market, not our one, but the similar kind of product.
Similar product. Yeah.
But that was not right time. We know Google glasses, right?
Right.
It didn't work at the time, but there is a possibility in after a couple of year or 5 6 year, it may be a new normal kind of thing,
Yeah. Yeah.
right?
Yes.
So it depends upon the various factor. Challenges will be there, problems will be there, especially if you are in leadership. Do not attach with the problem, attach with the solution. If we either it's a psychological problem or it's a team related problem or it's a product related problem, the mindset play a big role. Because I have seen during this journey of the different kind of roles I have played, mindset is playing a big game.
Absolutely. Mindset is very, very essential here.
Mindset. So
You you
yeah.
yeah, you have to think, first of all, with the product mindset, customer mindset. One of the thing that he mentioned about persona. You have to go into that persona and think like, so I'll give quick example to my audience. Everyone has Ola or Uber apps on their mobile phone. Your user persona is a commuter, a person who travel from a destination to b destination. But there is another user persona which is the driver, which we never think of. The driver have a different kind of a UI. The driver have a different kind of features. So when you start thinking in that direction also, you will get a bigger picture of any product that you are working with. Yeah, it was very good discussion so far. We're coming to last question of the day. There are a lot of people who are aspiring. There are lot of people watch my channel who still climbing that ladder to become a agile professional, be it a scrum master, be it a product owner, or agile coach, from entry level to next level. So what are some of the advices that you will give to such people to grow their to grow in their career?
Okay. Yeah, this is the very wonderful question because you asked first point, the journey is important.
Right.
Also, we need to understand where are we heading.
Hmm.
See, if you'll see, let me tell you, the developer role, the engineer role will not be as it is today after
Right.
5 years. With the help of no code, generative AI, it will change. It will drastically change. Similar to these roles, Scrum Master, Agile Coach, Product Owner, Product Manager, this role will also evolve. If so, I'll distribute this question into the multiple. If you are just starting
Absolutely,
and
absolutely.
if you are an experienced one, if you are starting this journey, I suggest understand whenever you are as a Agile coach or the Scrum Master, if you are looking towards any framework, we always miss the value part. How, if you will ask the people, Scrum framework, let me take an example. Are you aware about ceremonies? People will say, okay, this
Yes,
ceremony, this is the role. If you will ask what are the core values of the Scrum? So empathize with the people, understand the core values, openness, transparency, trust will be key. I'm not saying that knowledge should not be there about the framework, role, etc. That is pivotal, that is required.
hmm,
But what will differentiate you to understand the core value of those framework? So also looking towards those people who are successfully doing this. If you want to have the such kind of thing, there are a lot of people in this industry who will help you. Just go to LinkedIn, just request them 30 minutes, and I'm sure if you'll request to 5 person, if not five, 4 person will be readily to help you to talk to you as soon as they'll have time.
absolutely.
Right? So understand the framework, understand the core values, also think through, create a mind map, and as Nagesh mentioned, what this role should be, and structure that and jump into that the real scenario. And if you are moving towards the product management and the product owner, I would suggest think through the holistic picture.
Right.
Do not think about that as a product owner. I just need to, I'll get some feature. I just need to write the story. Think about the big picture. There is a possibility you are not from a technical background, but understand the technology. I'm not saying you to code, but you should be understanding about technology. Decision making should be data driven. Whenever you are taking any decision as a product manager, do not go with gut feeling.
Hmm.
Where is the data? And data is everywhere. Right now, there is no problem of the lack of data. The problem is there is an ample amount of data. That is the problem. So think about these perspective, deep dive into the things, core values, understand the holistic picture, along with the basic things I can everyone say, which I'm not like saying, but if you'll see how to write the story, how to create the persona, how to communicate the story to the team, how to validate that story, how to create that kind of mechanism so that you can get the right data point as well, understand the value, where the value is. In my solution, my product, which I given an example, the value was not the number of features. The value was one feature which is helping to the customer, to the audience, to the user. Thus, one simple form was the solution, and we created a good product, a very good UI. Everything was the based upon some research, but that didn't work. So understand on all these aspects, and gradually the journey will follow you.
Great, great tips. Absolutely. So to my audience, if you really enjoyed this discussion, please like the video, subscribe to my channel, add the comment, and we would like to, hear your views. What you liked in this video or what exactly we want to learn now. So once again, Vikas, really thank you for being such a wonderful speaker today, and sharing your experience with my audience.
Thank,
So thank you once again.
thank you for inviting me. Thanks, Nagesh.
Bye bye.